table. It is very, very important that we take our seats. We want to plead with all members here. Please find somewhere to sit. Mr. Jidawe. In the next 5 minutes, we're starting this AGM. The president is there seated and is waiting for a whole lot of us. So if you know you are a member of NEC, please move to this other side of the divide. We have the front row for all past presidents of NCS and CPN. We have the front row for all past presidents, as well as the Provost College of Fellows. The annual general meeting is very, very important to our association and usually is chaired by the president of Nigeria Computer Society. The annual general meeting is one event which we give feedback to the members in terms of how the association is being run, in terms of the decisions as well as what needs to be done. So it is the highest gathering, and we expect that everybody will maintain decorum. We expect everybody to be on their seat. You're welcome to the hall, sir. But Asha Ibu, Ekaro, sir. Okay, a story was told of a programmer who needed to design a program to make life easier and to ensure that things are better done than the way it used to be. And this programmer wrote a code for his old B2. And he wrote that code in such a way that for you to get this car moving, all you just need to say is, thank God. And if you're a programmer with years of experience in coding and haven't tested, everybody loves his idea, and the B2 was working the way it was designed to work, and only for him to embark on a journey, and he was traveling. For you to get the car going, you just need to say thank God. So when he said thank God, the B2 was moving. And the B2 was moving, the B2 was moving, and somehow he forgot, because he was gisting with his wife. He forgot what to say to get the car to stop. And here is a broken bridge right in the front. And the man was cracking his brain. How did I get this car to stop? Already I said, thank God, and the car was moving. And all of a sudden, you remember that all he needed to say is amen. So all he needed to say is amen. And the man remembered, amen. And the B2 stopped. Oh, the guy was so happy that the beetle stopped. And when the beetle stopped, the next thing would be to come down from the vehicle. And the man said, oh, thank God. Guess what happened? On this note, I want to welcome you to this AGM, and I hand over to the President, Professor Shola Aderomu, to conduct the affairs of the AGM. Over to you, sir.
You can use this.
Yeah. On behalf of the National Executive Council of Nigerian Computer Society, I hereby call this meeting to order. May I invite Archbishop Adebayo Akinde to give us the opening prayers in the Christian way. Thank you, sir.
Let us pray. Our God and our Father in heaven, thus far you've helped us in this year's conference. We thank you again and again and again in Jesus' name. As we go into the annual general meeting, we commit every aspect of it into your hands. Grant wisdom, courage, and patience to our president. Grant, O God, that all the contributions from all of us will be such that will develop IT practice in this country in particular the more. We ask for grace that each and every one of us will be instruments of peace and progress, development and prosperity for our country. We pray in Jesus' name.
Thank you, sir. To support the prayer further, may I also call on one of our past presidents, Alhaji Ladi Ogunaye, to give us the prayer in the Muslim way. Sir, thank you, sir.
Because I'm sitting next to the Archbishop, huh? Let us pray. Almighty Allah, we thank you for bringing us here safely. We thank you for the guidance we've had at this conference so far. We want to ask you to come and take charge today at this meeting. Please direct our president. Let's have harmony at this meeting. At the end of the day, we have cause to glorify your holy name. Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim wad-dallin. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The Deputy President, Nigeria Computer Society, President and Chairman in Council of the Computer Professional Regional Council of Nigeria, the Provost, College of Fellow, past President, Nigeria Computer Society, past Provost, fellows of the profession, distinguished colleagues, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, on behalf of the National Executive Council, I want to welcome us to the annual general meeting. And I'm sure that we have the annual reports and accounts for the 2017-2018 with us. So if that is so, let us go to page 2 of the report, where we have the agenda for this AGM. And I want us to go through the agenda and see whether we need to include or modify the agenda. Just for 1 minute, so that we can approve the agenda to guide us in this meeting. Page 2 of the annual report, we have the agenda, reading of the minutes of the last AGM and its adoption. Want to look at matter arising from the minutes, and then we listen to the President's address, followed by the Executive Secretary's report, and then we listen to audit reports, and then we look at appointment of auditors. And we discuss the venue of next AGM, and of course, any other business, and then we can close formally. So, if we agree with this agenda, I just want to request that somebody should move for the adoption of this agenda to guide us in this meeting. Chief Ayodele. Thank you, sir. Chief Ayodele already moved for the adoption of the agenda, seconded by seconded by so many hands. Okay, I want to be gender friendly. My sister.
Elizabeth Ogedengbe, 06009.
Thank you, ma. So, the agenda is approved, and then we can continue. But before then, I want to, we receive apologies from some of our members. We receive apologies from Professor Gloria Chukwu Debe from Owerri. And also we receive apologies from the Deputy President of the Nigeria Computer Society. He was with us for the first 2 days, but he had to travel back to the village because he's preparing for the burial ceremony of his father, Professor Imba Isuko. I'm sorry to pronounce it wrongly. And the burial arrangement is coming up on the 26th, 27th of this month. And we are formally invited to attend that burial ceremony. If you are traveling from Lagos, the bus will be available at the Secretariat to convene our members to honor the Deputy President next week. So he is unaffordably absent today as a result of this arrangement going on. So, and we need to be there to support him. So those are the two apologies for now. And I think maybe we get others before the end of this meeting. So the first thing on the agenda is reading of the minutes of the last AGM and its adoption. So we have the minutes of the Nigerian Computer Society Annual General Meeting held on Thursday, 21st July 2016 at, sorry, this is 16, supposed to be 17. Sorry, there is a typo there. It should be 2017. Chida Hotel. You see, it's cut and paste, and that's the problem. So it should be 2017 at Chida Hotel, and not NAF Conference Center. So that is cut and paste. So please, we effect that. So we start with attendance on page 3. Attendance. So let's go through the minutes. Page 3 through page 4, through page 5, and page 6. Yes, sir. Microphone, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Specifically on page 4, I noticed that my name was conspicuously absent. I was at Chida Hotel from beginning to finish. So I want to point that out, sir, for amendment. Thank you.
So that is noted. Mr. Ike?
Yes, my name is Chijoke A.Eke.
I don't know it.
01696.
Thank you, sir. Please, Secretariat, take note.
My name is Ayodele Olaide A. 04430. My name is missing on this list. I was there.
Noted, sir. Chief Ayodele, please note that because he was there
Mr. Aganenu's name is there. Then you can know I was there.
My name is Dr. Samuel Okiide, 00169. My name is also omitted. Thank you.
It's noted.
My name is Dave Inyere, 00689. It looks as if the president's name, whether it's missing or is in number 39, Adeshola, somebody.
The president's name is not there.
Well, I think it's misspelled, if that's your name, on number 39.
Page what, sir? Number. Okay, wrong spelling. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, sir. Abimbola Salako, 00717. Missing.
Missing.
I was there.
Abimbola Salako. Please take note. Because I remember all our elders were present during that.
My name is Missing. Anyanuga Olanrewaju.
Anyanuga? Okay.
Yes, Missing.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, number 9 on page 3. My name is Ayodeji, not Ayogeji. Number 9, Abitogun Ayodeji Rex.
Okay.
Spelling
Thank
error.
you. Just 2 more.
Mr. President, my name is Uroko John Ekeja. Number 06375. My name is missing.
Thank you, sir. So it's noted, sir. 1 more.
Okay. On page 6, number 394, serial number 394. My name is there, but it was not written in full. My name is Tijani Olatunde Daniel. Tijani Olatunde Daniel. Thank you.
Secretariat, please note that. Please, if it is with missing names or wrongly spelled names, I would just suggest, because if you continue this way, in the next 1 hour, we'll still be on the attendance. May I just suggest, it's just a suggestion, if you approve it for us, that would be good, that if you discover that your name is missing on this list, or is wrongly spelled, can we just put the names down and pass to the Secretariat for necessary corrections so that we can move forward? Is that approved? Thank you for the approval. Yes, sir. We've noted that, sir.
The same thing had happened to the entire list?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Well, if you are sure.
No, sir. It was just cut and paste. If you look at the attendance, the subtitle is 2017. Yes, 2017, 0701 under attendance. So it is 2017 list, but the heading was wrongly captured, and that has been noted. So I want to thank you for that. So we'll move on to the second item there. Yes. The reading of the minutes, page 7 and page 8. Minutes 2017. 18. Why 18? I want to seek your permission to sit down. Is it permitted for me to sit down? Thank you for the approval. I need to request for that. Thank you, sir. Amas. Page 7. Page 8. Any correction? Any addition or omission? If not, may I request for someone to move for the adoption of the minutes of the last AGM?
Hi, Adenike Oshofuson. I'll move for the adoption of the last AGM meeting. Thank you. Minutes, thank you.
Thank you, ma. The Provost College of Fellow already moved. Seconded by
Bayo Mohammed Onimode, 04728. Hereby move for the secondment of the motion for the adoption. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Secretariat, please take note. We move to item 2 on the agenda, and that is matters arising from the minute. And I'm sure that the matter arising is just few. Attendance, no matter arising. On page 7, seed fund for state chapters. I think that has been resolved. Item 3 there. We've already remitted 100,000 naira to the Katsina State chapter. And I think the chairman can confirm this. I signed the check and we've remitted that. So we are not owing any state chapter money again, except maybe we don't have any information about the chapter. Page 8. I think that's the only matter arising there. So we move on to item 3. That is the President's address. President's address. The Deputy President, Mr. Chineye Imba Zoku, the Provost, College of Fellow, Professor Mrs. Nike Osofison, the Deputy Provost, Dr. Akin Fakwonda, members of the National Executive Council, past presidents, NCS, past provost, distinguished fellows, members of the Nigerian Computer Society, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the National Executive Council of the Nigerian Computer Society, I welcome our distinguished members to the annual general meeting of our society. It is almost a year today since we last gathered for the annual general meeting. And also 1 year, you renew your confidence in me by re-electing me for a second term of 2 years. I am grateful to Almighty God for this opportunity. The last 1 year, like the other periods in the past, has been eventful, exciting, and challenging. However, on behalf of the National Executive Council, I'm thanking you all most immensely for your support, encouragement, and cooperation. Let me publicly thank all the elders in the professions, all the past presidents of the Nigeria Computer Society. I want to use this opportunity to thank you all for the support I've received in the last 1 year. And I'm happy that 90% or 95% of the past presidents are here today. Can we just put up our hands together for all the past presidents? Well, it will not be too much for me to recognize you again. Please, can you just stand up for recognition, sir? Archbishop Adebayo Dadakinde, Alhaji Oguneye, Mr. Isichi, Sademola Aladekomo, Dr. Iwanana, Dr. Salako. In fact, all my elders, can you just stand up for recognition? All the elders. If you know you are elders, just stand up. Elders. The younger ones will sit down. Elders. Please, let us continue to clap. We want to really appreciate you because they came in 2 days ago, since Monday, and they are still with us. That's a sign of commitment on the part of the elders. So the younger ones coming up, I think you need to learn from them. No amount of money we can give you that will satisfy you, but we are grateful that you have been supporting us, at least my tenure, in the last 3 years. May God continue to bless you And we pray that whatever you are looking for in your life, everything will come to true. Please have your seat. Thank you, sir. Another round of applause. So whoever that is going to take this challenge next year to learn how to take care of the elders. Because by the time you continue to take care of them, they continue to pray for you, and then you continue to succeed. So that's just my advice for anybody that's taking this seat by next year. You need to respect the elders. If you don't respect the elders, you cannot move an inch. Once again, we want to thank you, sir, for the support. Distinguished colleagues, soon after the 20th National Executive Council was inaugurated, the council started its works and focused on consolidating the previous year's development program. We focus more on 3 areas: IT advocacy, research and development, and the NCS signature. In the area of research and development, NCS, in collaboration with Obafemi Awolowo University, organized a workshop on cloud computing, big data, and cybersecurity in May this year. We have received approval from the authority of the National Open University, Abuja, to host a research and development workshop in September this year. We have equally opened a joint working relationship on research and development with National Mathematical Center in Abuja. Nigeria Computer Society, in collaboration with the African Center of Excellence in ICT-Driven Knowledge Park, a project being sponsored by World Bank, organized a one-day academic industry engagement interface in Lagos in April this year. And it was a very successful program. And we are also planning to organize another one in September. And this one is going to be focusing on investment forum. We discovered that we have a lot of products already developed by some of our youth that are our members. So what we are trying to do now is to organize an investment forum where we bring in a lot of investors that will look at some of these products for them to either purchase or to fund those projects. And when the time comes, we are going to invite the stakeholders. The venue is still going to be Sheraton Hotel in Lagos. So we are going to extend our invitations to all stakeholders. In an effort to promote research and development, NCS, in collaboration with Jim Ovia Foundation, have given out scholarship to a total number of 72 Nigerian students, undergraduates, postgraduates, and research students across all tertiary institutions in Nigeria and abroad. I want to say that we spent roughly about 36 million to give scholarship through Jim Ovia to 72 of our members, undergraduates, masters, and PhD. And I'm happy to announce that one of them already completed his PhD in computer science from Babcock University. And I'm sure he's in our midst this morning. So the 750,000 naira that he was able to get from this scholarship was used to support that training program for 3 years. And he has completed that. And in fact, there was a letter written to NCS, which we forwarded to the donor of that scholarship. So the website is already opened again, where we are still going to give award to about 36 of our members this year. Okay? So please feel free to apply. And we have a committee that review. So it's not by whether you are very close to the president or you are very close to past presidents. No, we follow due process to award those scholarships. So, and the scholarship is for life. So far, the donor is alive. So we continue to pray for the donor. We are trying to add additional 100 years to his age so that we can continue to benefit from this scholarship. Advocacy and corporate social responsibility. We are invited to a 2-day stakeholders meeting of professors and heads of departments of mathematical science in Nigerian University in Abuja. And we asked Dr. Fapunda, the deputy provost, to represent the president. And he did the work very well. Can we just put up our hands together for Dr. Fapunda? The little I want to say about this young man is that I can call him around 12 midnight because there was a time I was given an invitation to be in Abuja the following day. And I said, I'm in Ife. There's no way I can get a flight to Abuja by 10 a.m. the following day. So what will I do? I called about 3 members. They were out of Abuja. And I called Dr. Akifavonda. Can you just assist me to attend to an urgent issue in a particular location? And he gladly agreed to go without any request for support or anything. And he has been doing that for me in the last 1 year. So we want to really appreciate that. Can we just put up our hand together for Dr. Akifavonda? Very active, and we are happy for that. We are also invited to Smart City Stakeholders Forum, and we also asked Chairman NCS Abuja chapter to represent NCS. And the reason why we are doing so is because the fund is not actually there to be traveling all over the place. Taking 2 or 3 people to Abuja for a trip, you won't spend less than 500,000 naira. And we still have we need a lot of funds to really support the secretariat. So what we've been doing the last 1 year is to make sure that we give responsibility to some of our members too in those locations. So and we want to really appreciate all our members in Abuja for accepting to serve and support the society. We also received invitation from CYSEC Nigeria Limited to a cybersecurity challenge Nigeria 2017. Of course, the executive secretary of the IT SSP, Mr. Rogbadioye, represented the president during that meeting. And the president was presented with an award. So when he came back, he gave the award to me. I want to thank Mr. Rufa for that because it was my name that was on that award, so you cannot take it to his domain. I want to thank you. The 2017 GITEX in Dubai, the NCS president was formally invited to join the group. So I joined the group that went to GITEX 2017 last year, and it was a fruitful trip to the society in particular and to the development of IT in general in the country. So the relationship between NCS and NITDA now is very, very strong. And I want to say it clearly that the DG of NITDA is totally committed to the activities of the society. And that is why he arrived on Tuesday evening and is just leaving this morning. So he's been supportive and we want to really appreciate him. Maybe we want to put our hands together for him in absentia. Also, we are invited to the last year in Nigeria. And during that period, I was away in the US, and I requested Dr. Mrs. Akinlade to represent the society during the E-Nigeria last year. Actually, there were two events that day. There was an event with the Senate Committee on ICT, which my deputy president and Mr. Chief Olorogun represented NCS. And then we asked Dr. Mrs. Akinlade to represent NCS in the other program. We want to thank you, Ma. I want to thank you, sir, for that. We are also invited to attend the 5th General Meeting of the National Council on Communication Technology and showcase ICT products and solutions required for accelerating economic development across the state. And I want to say that Chief James Olorogun, Olorogun James represented NCS in Kaduna with the Minister of Communication. Well, thank you, sir, for your time. Also, NCS was represented by ES and the President at the service of songs organized in Abuja for late Columbia Okpara. Mr. Tunde Sichi represented NCS at the burial service in Owerri, Imo State. This is another young man. I will call him a young man. Mr. Sichi, can you stand up for recognition again? Just stand up. I have the power to ask you to stand up today. Stand up and remain standing. You see, I want to tell you that he has been a committed member of this profession. Like Dr. Akin Pavonda, anytime I call him, sir, my president, you have to be with SGF tomorrow. The man will say, I am at your service. And that's all. So I don't need to even crack my brain from Ife or from Lagos. He's already there. And immediately they finish the meeting, Mr. Siche will still call me and say, Mr. President, I've done your work. This is the result of it. We are proud of you, sir. We are proud of you, sir. Yesterday, he advised me to go somewhere to represent NCS. We sneak out of this hall around 4 o'clock to Dr. Shola Afolabi's house. If not because of his encouragement, I wouldn't have been there. But it meant a lot of things to the family of Dr. Shola Afolabi to see NCS president and the past president in his house. The same time, we are organizing an event. So we want to thank you, sir, for that. And I'm sure that you won't relent in your efforts to continue to support the profession. And I want you, the younger ones, to emulate all these young men. Am I right, sir? So you can have your seat, sir. So honestly, I'm impressed because any of the elders I called to help me do one thing or the other, they are ready to do it for you at no cost. At no cost. So, and that is one of the things I've learned from the elders. Okay? Please let us continue to encourage them to give us support. So, Mr. Isichi, thank you for that. We are also represented at the 3-day Fidel prayer for late mother of the DG of NIDA in Gombe. And we ask, in fact, the incident happened when we are in Dubai. So the DG of NIDA quickly left Dubai, for that program. And we asked the Northeast Zonal Coordinator to represent NCS in that program. And the DG of NIDA was very happy to see NCS in that program. Engineer Gambo, thank you for that. NCS was also invited to participate in the Nigerian Software Stakeholder Roundtable, I think organized by ISPON and NITDA. I got the invitation very late, but I asked Mr. Rogba Adeye to represent NCS in that meeting. We also reacted to the NIDA DG initiative to register and license indigenous IT contractors, which we believe is the mandate of CPN and not NITDA. So it generated a lot of controversy, but eventually it was based on these two publications in the newspaper that now encouraged NITDA to invite CPN to a meeting where we now agree to have a joint committee of NITDA and CPN to look at these gray areas. And the committee has been inaugurated and they've started working in this regard. So we want to really thank all our elders that gave the support during that time, because it's really created a lot of crisis even within the industry. While NCS is pushing some things in the newspaper, some people are saying we didn't send Aderomu to write all those things. They went to the DG of NIDA, and the DG of NIDA ignored them and said, no, the man is doing his own work, that they should leave me alone. And he also contacted me that we can challenge him anytime, at any point in time, that we are free to challenge him, and if he's doing wrong, he's ready to correct the wrong. So we are really doing well with him, and he's very happy that we are working with him. Well, we also received invitation from the presidency to nominate a member to the committee of jury for scorecard for the ranking of the website of the ministry, departments, and agencies. We also asked Dr. Akin Fakunda to be a member of this committee, and they've been working seriously in the last 1 year. Lucy of we asked the education and development to the was Information Technology Innovation Center. As reported during the last year AGM, the building has taken off. Basement and ground floor completed. We are grateful to the following corporates and individual sponsors. Sigma Technology. Can you stand up for recognition? Sigma Technology. The company is supporting the building project, and the company is taking a floor there, and we want to really appreciate. I don't want to mention the amount you've already dropped, but they gave us a substantial amount of money that we used to start the foundation and then to the first level. So I want to appreciate you in front of all the members, and I think the member already agreed that I should tell you this morning that you can give us additional 20 million to take another floor. And it has been approved by the AGM. Is it approved? So, MD is approved. Thank you, sir. Can we put our hands together again? We are very happy with them, and they are really doing well. They are supporting the society. May 1, well, I am not too sure May 1 representative is here. May 1 is another company that, in fact, encouraged us to start the building by giving us 15 million to start the foundation. So can we just put our hands together? So we received 15 million from May 1. And actually, we received 35 million from Seedmark. So we received 35 million from Seedmark, 15 million from May 1. And also College of Fellow. They passed the former provost. Can you stand up? Present provost, stand up. It's for a purpose. We normally talk of continuity in any working place we are. Before he left office, the provost, the bill we gave to College of Fellow, 20 million. Though the new provost already agreed that he's going to give me the check of 14 million by tomorrow. So the balance. But what I want to say is that, am I saying the right thing, ma? Uh-huh. So you cannot say no. Tomorrow, yes. It's just for the Chief Ayodele to sign the check and Mr. Akinlade to sign the check. I think so. So now, what I want to say is that before he left office, College of Olio agrees that they are going to take a floor in the new building. And they agreed that they are going to give 6 million, first installment. That's how he left office. When she came in, if it's another provost, he will say, well, that one is his own tenor. He wants to start on a new note. But she just continued from where she stopped. 2 weeks after, when she resumed office, we got a check of 6 million as first installment. So it means there is continuity in what he was doing. She came in and took over from where he stopped, and she's trying to introduce some new other concept. And I think that is the best way to go for us to move the society forward. Deacon, we are very grateful, sir. Anytime you are in Ibadan, just call on me. The basement is there for you to rest. Thank you, sir. Prof, we are grateful. Thank you, ma. Can we put our hands together for them? We also receive, in support of that building too, Mr. Filate Apodiga of Guaranteed Turkey System. He's a fellow of the profession. He gave us 7.5 million during that period. So these are the few amount of money we put together to take it to that level. And then we receive also from Ambassador Toluhi. He gave us 100,000 naira. And Mrs. Iyabo Adeleke, she just walked into the secretariat that day and she saw that building. And she gave us 70,000 naira. That one is even more than enough to buy water for those people working in the site. So no amount of money is small from individual. And I'm sure by the time we're able to complete this building, we have the signature of the society in the whole of the country. Also, I want to appreciate, is Salade Komo here? Salade Komo. Salade Komo of Champs is also doing well. He has agreed to take a floor in the name of Archbishop Adebayo Dada Akinde, and also Dr. Odeyemi. Where are you, sir? Okay. A floor is going to be taken by Sir Ademola Komo, and we are going to inscribe the name of Archbishop Adebayo Dada Akinde and Dr. Odeyemi, the hall, and then an office space in that floor. That is his own contribution to that building. So we want to really thank him for that. Can we just put us together for? So if you don't know Sir Ademola Adekomo, he was the former MD of Champs PLC. And we are lucky that we have the new MD now that took over from him, Mr. Femi Williams. And I'm sure too, it's going to take maybe not one floor, maybe just an apartment there. I'm sure that it's going to take that. And we are still expecting other individuals and corporate organizations to really come into our aid. We also got a promise from CBC, Mr. Gbade Alabi. He was here yesterday, and I want to say that CBC also gave us substantial amount of money towards the success of this conference. CBC gave us 5 million naira. Can we just put our hands together for that? And he also agreed that they are going to put money into one floor in that building. So this is just an agreement until when we see it implemented, then we can confirm. But at least from what they have been doing to the society, we are really proud of that. Also, NIDA is interested because they want to take their Lagos office will now be in the secretariat of NCS. We want to take a floor, and we are working towards mobilizing funds to that building. So we are hoping that by the time we aggregate all these things together, by the time we are leaving office next year, we should be able to hand over the key to that building to the society. So that is what we've been doing in the area of that building. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. The National Information Technology Merit Award. The NITMA 2017 was well attended by stakeholders and government officials. We were able to, 23 professionals and 1 honorary fellowship were conferred and awarded during the ceremony. And Dr. Yele Okeremi, who is now the present president of ISPON and the MD CEO of Precise Financial Systems, won the IT Personality of the Year award. The strategic partnership with corporate organizations and corporate members. I want to appreciate the following companies that have been supporting NCS programs and projects: Jim Ovia Foundation, Zenith Bank, Zynos Computers, Dataflex Nigerian PLC, Chance PLC, Seedmark Technologies, May1, Data Sciences, RLG, CBC EMA, NERA, Guaranteed Turkey Systems, DCK, PowerSoft, and System Specs. Commiserations. We regret to announce the passing away to glory of Mr. Kolumba Okpara, FNCS, in the year under review. God will continue to uphold the family left behind. The society was well represented by the President, the Executive Secretary, Mr. Tunde Sichi, and Abuja chapter members during the service of songs and burial ceremonies. We also regret to announce the passing to glory of one of NCS trustees, Alhaji Afix Wali. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. May we have a minute silence for the departed souls. Just let us rise up to have a minute silence for the departed soul. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Can we have a seat? Well, I just got additional information on that one of our members, Professor Oriogun also passed on to glory during the year. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. Once again, I want to thank you for the support in the last 1 year. I don't know how to thank everybody, but I'm sure that only God will reward individuals. I want to again thank you, and God bless you all for supporting me in the last 1 year. Thank you, and God bless. So we don't need to discuss President's address. It's my address. So we don't need to discuss that. So we just move on straight away to number 4, the Executive Secretary's report and discussion. I will just suggest, because I can see that you have a very long report. So what you just need to do is just to summarize, and you say, as presented. And then we just look at it and discuss and approve. Just maybe 1 or 2 lines and as presented, because the time is no more on our side. We still want to do induction and also to go to some places. Yes. Thank you, sir.
The President, Nigerian Computer Society, Professor Adesola Aderomo, the Deputy President, Mr. Chineye Mbauzoku, the Provost College of Fellows, Professor Nike Osofison, Deputy Provost, Dr. Akefakunda, members of the National Executive Council, past presidents, past provost, distinguished fellows, members of the Nigerian Computer Society, gentlemen of the press present, ladies and gentlemen. I thereby present my report as presented, beginning from the preamble, the National Executive Council, their performances, in the year under review, on page 13, followed by the committee's report, the committees within the National Executive Council, beginning from the conferences committee as presented on page 13, thereafter the credentials committee, as well as innovation, research, and Development Committee, page 14. Then Education and Manpower Development Committee's report on page 15. Down to page 16, where we have the report of Publicity, Event, Trade Services Committee. Also, the report of Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. After that, I have the report of the interest groups, the ISPON, on page 16 through 17 through 18. Then I have a report of Information Technology Systems and Security Professionals, ITSSP, on page 18, running down to page 19, which also include the report of Academia in Information Technology Profession, AITP, running through to page 20, where I also have the report of Nigerian Information Technology Professionals in Civil and Public Service, NITP CS. That one also run through to page 21. And thereafter, 21 also I have the chapters report, beginning from Lagos State chapter, running through to page 22, where we have the Niger State chapters report. Page 23, the Abuja report is also there, running through to page 24. Thereafter, we have Ogun State chapter report, running through to page 25. Then we have
Other reports on page 28, running through to page 29. In conclusion, my special appreciation goes to all members of National Executive Council for their unflinching support given to the Secretariat to enable it perform and move the society to the higher level. I must also give my sincere thanks to the entire Secretariat staff for their immeasurable sacrifice in the past 1 year. I sincerely express my deepest appreciation for your support, understanding, through working tirelessly on weekends and public holidays. May Almighty God reward you abundantly. Finally, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the IT profession, committed members, let us all be united in a common purpose of making Nigeria and Nigerians digitally inclusive. This is why we shall continue to ask for your unflinching support and cooperation in the task of moving the society to an enviable height. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience and attention. God bless you all.
I want to thank the Executive Secretary for that presentation, and I think we can just discuss his report. Do you have any comments on the report of the Executive Secretary? If not, we just approve and move to the next item on the agenda. Comments? Mr. Salisu. Mr. Salisu. Mr. Rex Abidogu, number 2. Any more hands? That's okay. Mr. Salisu.
Afolabi Salisu, FNCS. Mr. President, members of the National Executive Council, you have done a very wonderful job, but I'm not sure anyone could honestly raise up his hand here and said he has gone through this report. And for any proper AGM, I'm making a suggestion against next year. We should have this report ahead of the AGM. What the Executive Secretary has done, beautiful as it were, we may just approve without having the benefit of going through the report. So I'm suggesting that from next year, as it is normally done in the corporate world, that you receive the report at least 21 days before the scheduled AGM. We should have the report in advance. That allows members to go through, get their report, get their comments ready, so that when we come here, you can do what the Executive Secretary has done, but we'll have had an opportunity of reading through the report. Number 2, next year, by the grace of God, is election year. And one of the criteria for election is attendance at conferences. I just shudder. I just wonder when people stand up here and say, oh, I was last year's conference, my name was not there. Okay, for a number of them, you can validate. But for a number of people, all they need to do is to go and see the secretariat and say, I was at the conference last year. And their name will be included in the attendance list, which will, qualify them, for instance, to either stand for elections or not. So there must be a way of validating those who lay claims to being at AGM. Okay. The last one, I have seen how comprehensive the reports of the state chapters are. They are very beautiful, but I'm also suggesting, can we have a template for reporting? So that when you are reporting, you are not including the report submitted by the chapters. Because I've seen that what we have simply done is that you receive a report from Ogun State chapter, you just put it verbatimly. You receive the one from Abuja. Can we have a template for the purpose of reporting at the AGM of NCS for the state chapter. So we probably have some 2, 3, 4, 5 columns of interest to us. And that template we give to them. When they report, it is those summaries that we are going to include in the AGM, rather than have everything reported verbatimly in the report. And of course, I'm aware that we want to provide as much information, but sometimes we can summarize some of this so that we don't have 20-page secretarial report that is very, very beautiful, but will be a very better input for those who want to do research in the university. One more time, I thank the Executive Secretary, and I do hope we'll have less of cut and paste next year.
Mr. Abidogun.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ayodeji Rex Abitogun 07359. I want to first start by commending the Executive Secretary for the presentation of this report. But going through page 13, where we have the summary of attendance, it calls for great concern, especially with some key stakeholders on the attendance.
Point of order. Okay. Chief Ayodele.
I wanted to really raise this point, and I would have done so after he would have finished his comment. But because he started making comments on the document presented by the Secretary, I feel that it is necessary to move a motion to accept this report for discussion. Okay? Given what the penultimate speaker said, saying that we could not do justice to the discussion because we really could not say we have effectively read this report, it means that this report may be qualified if we are not very careful. But since somebody is now making comment on it, please, I'm moving a motion that we accept this report for discussion.
Thank you, sir. Somebody second that. Mr. Eke, seconded by Mr. Eke. Chief Ayodele, want to thank you for that observation. Thank you, sir. So, Rex, please continue your...
Thank you very much, sir. As I was saying, I look at the attendance of the NEC and going to number 5, where we have 5 and 6, item president and ISPAN president, 0%. And I'm concerned because the labors of our heroes past shouldn't be in vain. I feel that something is wrong somewhere. If we need to really meet with this interest group, because I can remember last year we deliberated extensively on the foundation or the foundational members or the interest group. I don't know if the Executive Secretary have something to tell us, or maybe the President will want to tell us about why we continuously having these people absent at our meetings, and yet we have them as NEC member. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Say yes. Thank you, may I respond? Yes. Say my respond. Okay, maybe I will ask the ES to respond to those questions and comment. And I can now summarize it. And yes, it's your report, so I don't need to answer those questions. You defend yourself. But if you fail to defend yourself now, I cannot bail you out. Or should I bail you immediately? Yes. Should I bail you out immediately, or you want to bail yourself out?
Both.
Both. So is that both? Okay, bail yourself out first. So if you can do it well, fine. If not, I will now bail you out completely. Thank you.
Responding to Mr. Salisu's question, to have a report weeks before the AGM, that is noted. On the omitted names, we observed that some of us that were present during the AGM did not register for conference. That's number one. And of course, when we are passing around the attendance sheet, some did not write their names. However, we will be very diligent when next we are doing that to collate the names appropriately. And of course, by next year AGM, we are sending out the templates to all the chapters so that we can now make a summary to be presented at the next AGM. Mr. Harris' question concerning the net performance on page 13, there are moves that we made in the secretariat. The number one there, which is Mr. Tayo Adeniyi, the ITAM president. When the election took place within the ITAM group, his name was forwarded to the office, and we now find out that Mr. Tayo Adeniyi is not a member of Nigeria. We now find out that Mr. Tayo Adeniyi is not a member of Nigeria Computer Society. And this is communicated to him to please fill a form and become a member of Nigeria Computer Society. This he has not done up to today. The ISPAM president was also contacted through a letter from the office because this matter was deliberated upon during a particular NEC meeting, and the NEC mandated that we should communicate to him by writing. We did, but he has not responded up to today. But in most cases, during different occasions, we met, and also with the president, they speak and met each other, but up till now, he has not officially responded to the letter written to him. But because we believe and we know that they are members, the interest groups of Nigerian Computer Society and the stakeholders, that is why we continue to put their name there, pending when they will reply and let us know why they've not been coming or attending the National Executive Council meeting.
Thank you, yes. As rightly said. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to suggest that we try not to personalize their membership of NEC. It is the institution of ITAN and ISPAN that are members of the NEC. The person of Adeniyi or Afolayan, for one reason or the other, may not have done what they are supposed to do. Okay, so let's go beyond them and get in touch with ITAN and ISPAN, administratively, Mr. President, and let us ask the question why they are not there. NCS is the umbrella body umbrella to what? If you don't have those people under your umbrella, then you are a unitary outfit. So I would say let's go beyond the personality of those people and ask the question formally in writing, informally by calling other members of ITAN. They may even have a problem within that associations. Let's help them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Isichi, then I can now wrap it up. I can move.
Mr. President, I have a concern that goes beyond what we really are talking about here. And it has to do with the concept of our so-called harmonization. It would appear that there are still some jagged edges to our harmonization process, which has not been completed properly. And I think that we should take a better look at the harmonization thing. Now, one of the things that concerns me is the whole concept of interest groups. Today, there are n number of interest groups. Tomorrow, there will be an infinite number of interest groups. And I think that what should constitute interest groups should be looked at more in-depthly. Because I'm really actually considering forming an interest groups of over 70-year-olds so that I can have a seat on the National Executive Council. So the whole concept of interest groups, you know, women in IT, for instance, I'm just using it as an example. There are women in ITAN, there are women in NISPAN, there are women in NISPON. So you know, let's look at the definition of interest groups again. And perhaps you need to set up a committee to look at this matter properly, so that when we say we have interest groups, they are not by gender or whatever, but are by actual interest groups within our profession, which cuts across a lot of boundary lines. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. It's still the same comments on the same issue?
So that we can make progress. I think there is a technical point about the letter that was written to the presidents of the two interest groups, which I can surmise now prevented them from coming. If they are not registered with NCS as an individual. But the representation we want is the representation of ITAN and ISPAN. Supposing ITAN sent somebody to represent ITAN, okay, as an interest group other than the president, would that be acceptable to the neck of NCS? Because as Alhaji Gunay said, we should go beyond personality. We should be interested in the organization. And if we are going to be interested in the organization can decide who will represent it at the neck of NCS. That's just my suggestion, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let me just start from your comments, sir. We are still going to look at that again in the neck of NCS. But I want to say that the Constitution says that president of the interest group. President, you cannot send representative. That is the Constitution of NCS. So, but we are still going to look at that because we are still going to review. We've started reviewing the constitution again because we've discovered that we need to include a lot of other things. But what I want to say is that with respect to Mr. Isichi's comment on the interest group and the harmonization, actually we asked the ethics committee to look into that issue when we had challenges with ITSSP. You remember in Abuja, I mean, ITSSP nearly scattered the whole NCS. That was in 2016. I mean, it took the help of some of the past presidents to resolve that issue then. But still in 2017, they started all over again. It took me another one whole day in the secretariat to resolve this matter. And then based on that, we now asked the ethics committee, because what we did was just to ask them to, some of them wrote petitions, and then we asked the ethics committee to look at that. And the committee submitted a report to NEC, and one of the recommendations is what we are saying now, that look, now we have 7 or 8 interest groups. In the next 2 years now, it may be 25 or 27, based on their own interest in NEC of NCS. So we've agreed to that report that henceforth, that except the foundation member, the other interest group will now be based on election. It's not automatic member to NEC again. So if you have about 25 interest groups, and we are looking for 4, we are looking for 3, then the election will not be among the 25 to select just 3 to represent the interest group in NEC of NCS. So that was the recommendation of ethics committee. So, and that one we now put a stop to forming more interest groups and so on and so forth. So we've taken care of that, and I think it's going to be implemented by the time we are getting up to like 10, 12. For now, we can still accommodate the 7, okay? But anything above 7 now, I think we now want to turn it into election among those interest groups. So that is the way we want to do it. And I want to agree with Alhaji Ladi Oguneye. Personally, we discussed this issue in NEC, and NEC agrees that we should write letters to the 2 interest groups to really find out the reason why they are not really attending the NEC meeting, which we did. But beyond that, I've already interacted with the president of ITAN. Actually, I was shocked when I was told that the president of ITAN is not yet registered with NCS. The president is not yet registered with NCS, and is qualified to register. So what we ask him to do is just to collect a form, fill the form, do the necessary things, be a member of NCS, and then you come to the meeting. You have to be a member of NCS before you attend the NEC of NCS. That's just it. So that is the constitution of NCS. But he has, with my discussion with him, sir, with my discussion, I've met him personally, and we discussed. And he said he has not received any form from the secretariat, that is ready to join, but it has not received any form. And I promised that, okay, you belongs to the society, and then you can continue to come to the meeting. The same thing with Mr. Afolayan. We discussed one-on-one, and he gave me a lot of challenges they are facing within Eastpan. And we agreed that immediately that challenge is resolved, they are going to make sure that they continue to attend the NEC of NCS. The same thing with ITAN. As I speak now, there are some internal crises within ITAN, which I took upon myself to resolve. And I believe that once that one is resolved now, we are still going to get them back on track. What I just want to say is that I want to promise the AGM that before the next AGM, you will see a lot of improvement in terms of attendance of these 2 interest groups in the neck of NCS. That's just what I want to say. And I believe that I've done a lot of things to make sure that they are coming back to the neck of NCS. Personal discussions. It was my personal engagement with Mr. Afolayan that gave me a clue into what is really going on with East Fund. In fact, I met Engineer Adeleke, who handed over to Mr. Afolayan, because we attend the same church in Ibadan. And we spoke at length with that, within that issue, and we agreed to resolve the issue. And once that is resolved, it will be back in neck of... So there are some internal crises within that Eastern and also the ITAN. And until when we resolve that, I'm not too sure. So I promise that we are going to do that. And by next year, this 0%, at least I'm assuring you that change will about 70%. So that's the summary of that. And with what Mr. Salisu raised, I think we've noted that the report is going to be circulated a week or 2 weeks before the next AGM online. Then you can now read and contribute. And also the template for reporting is going to be designed and forwarded to all the state chapters so that they can use that template. And I want to assure you, for election, we have a record of those that attend conferences every year. I mean, the document is there. So if you are not registered, how will you now say you want to contest an election? Okay? So you have to register. So the evidence is there. So if you now come and say, I was at Oyo, I was at Ibadan last year for a conference, we'll look at our record. So there's no way you can forge your name into the document of the attendance. So that one is already noted too, and I believe that we've been taken care of. And what I want to really announce is that for the next year election, the NEC is considering a situation whereby those that are entitled to vote, the list of qualified people to vote, will be out by first week of June, including corporate members. We don't want a situation whereby by the time we get to conference, you will now come and say you want to pay for the money you are owing for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. That era is gone. We want to standardize what we are trying to do. We make sure that we publish the names of those that are qualified. So if you have complaint about your names, we can resolve all those things before we close the line. So once your name is not there until like June 30 or early July, I want to say that you will not be able to have the right to vote. So please update your record. Make sure that you are up to date in your financial contributions. And within the next 1 month, we are going to release the list of members of the electoral committee once NEC approved that. Because that was the constitution says that the list of members of the electoral committee should be released minimum 6 months before the election. So by next month when we have the next NEC meeting, we are going to set up a committee and then we hand over the procedure for the election by next year to that committee. So I just want to encourage all of us to make sure that we update our record, make sure that you are up to date. We will not allow anybody to pay that day or pay their arrears because you want to vote. That one will not be allowed. That is going to be the decision of NEC. I'm just trying to say this one out, but NEC is still going to look at it. But that's the way we want to go because what we experienced last year was not fantastic at all in terms of names of those that want to register. And we are not even doing it because we want to collect money. No. We want to vote in credible people that can move the society forward. So we are not looking for money. So, and that's why we want to draw the curtain of those that can elect our people to end of June or early July. So that is so I want to thank you for accepting our responses to those comments and questions. Alhaji Ogunaya, I promise that the matter between ITAN and ISFA is going to be resolved, and then you see a lot of improvement. If it involves bringing past presidents into it, I think I need to do that. I will bring in the elders to help us meditate and make sure that we resolve the issue among them. So you may be called at any point in time, the elders, to support me and to make sure that we resolve this issue. Once again, I want to thank you for that comment. I think we've already, we are done with the Executive Secretary's report, and we now move on to the audit report. May I invite Chief, not Olorogun, Chief James, or Olorogun James, but it's not, yes, sir.
Adopted the report of the secretary.
No, you move for
No, I moved that we discuss it. Okay?
No, you have to adopt first.
No. We don't adopt first. It is after we have discussed it and we are satisfied that we will now adopt the report.
But we cannot discuss the report without adopting it.
No. You will first of all accept that report for discussion. That was what I said. And we have discussed it now.
We have to now.
We now need to move that we adopt the report to be part of our records.
Chief Ayodele, can you just move?
Yes, I am moving.
Just move for the.
I am moving that we adopt the report of the Executive Secretary for 2017 to 2018 as part of our record.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Second, that my brother from, yes. Oh, okay, Lagos State chairman, right? Adeboyega.
Gani Adeboyega, membership number 02251. Hereby second the motion.
Thank you, sir. I want somebody else to give another, is it seconder? Or, yes, because that man is from Lagos State. And ES is from Lagos State chapter. So I don't want somebody from Lagos State. Somebody outside Lagos.
Okay, I'm from Abuja, National Open University of Nigeria.
Okay.
Dr. Greg Onwadi, I second it.
Thank you, sir. Chief Ayodele, thank you for that correction. We continue to learn from our elders. And that's why you are sitting down there for us, sir. We want to appreciate you, sir. Can we move forward? Chief Ayodele, can we move forward, sir? Thank you, sir. I want to make the meeting lively so that even by the time we spend about 7 hours here, we still be happy that we are doing well. Chief Imadoye, audit reports.
Distinguished members of the Nigerian Computer Society, good morning. Sorry, or good afternoon. Mr. President, Nigerian Computer Society, past president and elders of the society, all other protocol duly observed. Please permit me to invite the auditors to come to the high table for the presentation of the audited report. Auditors, Messrs. Obiora and Co. and Agwaintefe and Co. Are they here? Okay, as they are coming to the table, you will observe that we distributed a single page of the account, and that is because note 19 to 21 was omitted. Printer error. So the external auditor would make the presentation before the audit committee. External auditor. Then the audit committee report will be taken. So, Mr. Emmanuel Otu, representing Mrs. Obiora Okafor and Co., will make the presentation of the account.
It's just to read the...
Okay.
I have it.
Distinguished members of the Nigerian Computer Society, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you all once again inviting us to read or present the external auditor's report, which was to the members of this association here. I therefore want to start with the audit report. We have examined the accompanying financial position and comprehensive income of Nigerian Computer Society as at April 30th, 2018, and the summary of significant accounting policies set out on page. Please, because of the printing, the pages have been changed. So if you go to page 41 to 47, that's where you will see the accounting policies. Then other explanatory notes set out are also on pages 48 to 55 as per your booklet. Now, the Council's responsibility for the financial statements. The Council are responsible for the preparation and fair presentation of this financial statement in accordance with those requirements of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria relevant to the preparation of such financial statement, and for such internal control as Council are determined necessary to enable the preparation of the financial statement that is free from internal misstatements, whether due to fraud or error. Now, the auditor's responsibility. The auditor's or our responsibility is to express an opinion on the financial statement based on our audit. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing. Those standards require that we comply with ethical requirements and plan to perform the audit with reasonable assurance about whether the financial statement is free from material misstatements. An audit involves performing procedures to obtain evidences about the amount and disclosures in the financial statements. The procedure related depends on the auditor's judgment, including the assessment of the risks of material misstatements of the financial statement, whether due to fraud or error. In making those risk assessments, the audit considers internal control relevant to the association, preparation and the presentation in order to design audit procedures that is appropriate in the circumstances, but not for the purpose of expressing an opinion on the effectiveness of the association on internal control. An audit also includes evaluation and appropriateness of accounting policies used and the reasonableness of accounting estimates, if any, made by executives, as well as evaluating the overall presentation of the financial statement. We believe that the audit evidences we have obtained are sufficient and appropriate to provide basis for our audit opinion. In our opinion, the financial statement presents fairly in all material respects of financial state position the Nigeria Computer Society as at April 30th, 2018, in accordance with those requirements of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria relevant to the preparation of such financial statement. Additional comments and information. Our responsibility is to include in our report the following additional comments and information which do not modify the scope of our opinion on the special purpose of the financial statement. Without prejudice to formal aspects of minor importance, the accounting records were maintained in accordance with the legal and regulatory requirements applicable in Nigeria. The financial statements are presented in a specific format as adopted by International Financial Reporting Standard, IFRS. The accounting policies applied when preparing this specific purpose financial statement are in line with those as applied in prior period. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I will read the audit committee report and maybe do a little introduction on our statement of comprehensive income. Then we could discuss. Report of the audit committee to members of Nigerian Computer Society. We, members of the Audit Committee of the Nigerian Computer Society, in compliance with the requirements of the Constitution of the Society, have carried out the following functions on the documents and information made available to us by the Executive Secretary. We confirmed that the accounting and reporting policies of the Society are in accordance with the legal requirements and ethical practices. We confirm that the scope and planning of both the external and internal audit programs for the year were adequate and satisfactory. We confirm the independence and objectivity of our external auditors. Our external auditors were not engaged in any non-audit work for the Society, neither was any payment made to them during the accounting year outside their audit fee. Olorogo James O. Emadoye, Chairman Audit Committee, July 13, 2018. Other members of the Audit Committee are myself, Dr. Mrs. Titi Lola Akinlade, Mr. Abimbola Olayinka, Mr. Adetoye Adeloye, Mrs. Shulamite Ayobami Ilebiyi, the Executive Secretary, Mr. Ayola, and Mr. Goke Akinpelu. So if you go to page 37, that is where you have our statement of comprehensive income, and what you need to look at first of all there is members' contribution. Members' contributions, you will see it there, 49,037,000. But if you go to note 6, which is on page, note 6, which is on page 48, you will see that subscriptions paid is 10,159,900, meaning that out of that 49 million, 38 million is unpaid. I'm sure that Mr. President will be very happy if this money is paid so that the building can move faster, right? So, again, we need to seek some commitment from our members in terms of payment of subscriptions and dues. That is the life wire of the society. Other income is on note 7, 85 million, contribution to center on note 8, special project expense on note 9, 23 million, operation and administrative expenses on note 10, conferences and meetings on note 11, finance charges. Mainly, that is our statement of comprehensive income. Then you have the statement of financial position, which is on page 38. You will see our non-current asset, property, plant, and equipment, which is valued at 79 million. Intangible asset, 2.5. Inventory, quoted investment, trade, debt, and other receivables, cash, no other assets, cash and bank balances of 5.6 million, and accumulated fund. I told you earlier on, other assets, note 19, cash and bank balances, note 20, accumulated fund were those that we printed the page because printers devil, they were omitted. Scholarship fund, note 23, current liability, trade creditor, note 24, and other payable, note 25. Those are the main highlights of the account of Nigerian Computer Society for the year under consideration. Mr. President, over to you.
Thank you, sir. We've listened to the external auditor, and then we've listened to the chairman of audit. Do you have any comments? Well, but we need to move for the adoption. Chief Ayodele, am I right? We move for the to accept for discussion. So, who's going to move that for yes, my brother. Go back here. Yes.
Hi, Mr. Abdurrahim Kailani Abdulwasiu, membership number 07110. Move a motion that we should open the audit report for discussion.
Thank you. Seconded by my brother here. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am Dr. David Egete from Unica. My number is 03651. I second the motion for discussion of the...
What's your name, sir?
Dr. David Egete, Unica.
David
Egete.
What's your number?
03651.
03651. Thank you, sir.
I second the motion.
Okay, sir. Comments, questions, approve? Let's even see the hands up. Mr. Salisu, number 1. Mr. Dave Sinyere, am I right? Number 2. Chief Ayodele, number 3. My brother, number 4. Segun, number 4. My brother with cap, number 5. Number 6. No. This side. I want ladies now. Okay, number 7, my brother. and a lady. Well, if you can raise up your hand to ask question, a lady. I'm extending your stay in Ibadan for another 4 days. Everything fully paid for. Raise up your hand. Premier Hotel, presidential shoot, 4 days extra. Not alone, no. Not alone. Okay, so number 1, Sasalisu.
Mr. President, allow to thank you again for a job well done. If I don't ask this question, they will say it's because I'm your friend. So some of these questions are not particularly too pleasant, but I must ask them. Well, let's start on a very positive note, and that is that this executive has been able to increase the subscription from members from 34 million in 2017 to over 10 million in 2018, over 100% increase. If you also look, that's on page 48, if you also look at admission fee and induction, the ESCO was also able to raise this from 6.8 to 11.4 million. However, and this is where the challenge is, if you go back to the statement of income on page 37, we move from a positive 850,000 to a negative 17.4 million naira. That is our net operating income last year was 850. This year is a deficit of 17.4 million. We would need some explanation on this. If you also move further, you will also notice, and I'm referring now to page 48, you will notice that the conference registration and accommodation will receive income of 38 million in 2017. Despite the increase in number of delegates, the revenue from that end was 24 million, a difference of about 14 million from 2017 to 2018. If you go to the next page of 49, our conferences expenses, on the other hand, move from 40 million naira to 50 million naira in 2018 account. So these are some of the challenges that I believe we need to explain. And then lastly, from the numbers perspective, page 50, our conference sponsorship we received 15 million in 2017. The number went down to 6.8 million in 2018. Was it that we lost goodwill of some of our sponsors? And for this money that is not so much, and they will be the last one for me on page 35, we have 9 different bank accounts in 6 banks. 9 different accounts maintained in 6 banks, including some banks that we have 2 accounts. Why I appreciate the fact that we may have some specific accounts, like a project account, building account. I do not think the level of our operations justify that we should have 9 different accounts spread across 6 different banks, including some banks who have 2 different accounts in the name of Nigeria Computer Society. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Do we respond to that or we collate? Okay, Chairman Audit.
It's okay.
Please take note. We are going to answer all those questions. Because this is financial matter. Then I can bail you out when you fail to respond appropriately. Number 2.
All right, thank you.
My name is Dave Inyere, membership number 00689. Since Salisu has pointed out most of the conferences, expenses and income, there's only one other point I want to raise on page 53, quoted dividends. Maybe there are some errors there. Zenibank PLC at 19,440 at 38.9. That's not the correct price, because if you do that arithmetic, it's not giving you the right amount there. The same thing with the First Bank share, 18,446 unit at 33 naira. And the First Bank share at last year and this year hasn't gotten to 33. I think it should be like a 10. That will give you that correct calculation. Thank you.
Number 3.
Yeah, Mr. President, sir. I don't want any aspersion cast on this financial report. That is why I want to make this point. And it's on page 33, where the audit chairman gave us full undertaking and assurance that everything has been done well and properly. And yet, the last sentence there says, our external auditors were not engaged in any non-audit work for the society. Neither was any payment made to them during the accounting year. I know that that is not true, because when he was reading it, he said, except the audit fee. Could he please just assure us that that is the only thing, and that we should write that as part of his own statement, please?
Number 4. Thank you, sir. Number 4.
Thank you. I'm Alabiolu Shegun Sunday, 07334. Yeah, why writing on the comment of Mr. Salishu about the effort put in place to raise the subscription paid from 4.3 to 10.1. I still want to note that, like it says, about 48 million naira that has not been paid as subscription. Yeah, I want to believe that that is based on the membership strength. That we could say that, okay, it's 38 million that has not been paid. So I don't look at it that it's good that we find a way that we make people pay for the subscription even before paying for the conference. Because many people that come for the conference now, it means that some of them have not paid for the subscription. So maybe we could make it in a way that, okay, the annual subscription is paid before you can even say that you want to pay for the conference, so that this one will increase the subscription base that we have. Then the other one I think Mr. Salishu has asked.
Thank you, sir. Number 5. Number 5.
Olatunde Tijani is my name. Membership number 08980. One of my questions has already been answered asked by Mr. Salisu. However, I would like to go to the next one. The first one is on page, the two of them are on page 49. I saw that there was a provision made for unpaid subscription. I would like the audit committee or the auditors to make further clarification of that, because I think this is under expenses. So I don't know what provision is made for that. So secondly, the Commission on Debt Recovery. I want the audit committee and the auditors to explain to us who are paid commission to get the debt of the society. I don't know what that means. So that's just my question. Thank you.
Number 6. Number 6. Number 6. Number 7. Okay.
Thank you, sir. My name is Akim Okitokun. 09812 is my number. Sir, I want to be educated about the issue of unpaid subscription of 38,000 naira. I want to believe this money we are still expecting it, and it's not yet part of our asset, but it's an expectation, receivables. But if looking at the effect of this on our balance sheet, the statements, the summary statement, if this money we are still expecting, I'm talking about page 37, if this money is removed from our statement, because we are not yet with this money, what will be resulting as our surplus or lost for the year would just too enormous. Please, what can we do? I'm talking to the auditors now. So far, this thing is having very significant effect on the report. Is there any way we can do away with this so that we can see the real picture of our statement, not expected statement? That is one. Going back to page 49. I want the auditor to explain, or the audit committee, year-end gifts. In 2017, I could see it is nil. Then in 2018, suddenly 915,000 for gifts. Is there a way we can get more explanation on this, sir? Then on, okay, the provision has been explained. Then looking at overall total expenditure for 2017, 68 million and 73 million for 2018. If you look at the difference with the increase in subscription paid between 2017 and 2018, it seems everything we increase in our revenue generation has also been consumed as part of our expenses in 2018, which means we are more or less left with nothing from the increase in subscription. Please, is there anything we can do about this so that whatever we generate will not be totally what we are going to be spending for the year? Then lastly, we look at the expenses on salary, wages, and allowances. Though I may not have the opportunity of seeing the previous years, but looking at the increments, I think if it is possible for us to know why the increment is coming in within a year of about over 3-point-something million naira in salaries, please, these are the little things I think I will be happy if further explanation could be given. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Chairman Audit, external auditors, please respond to those questions.
Thank you very much for your questions. Well, starting from Mr. Salisu, reduce income from 95, no, that's other income, from 95 million to 85. Well, it's the general business atmosphere in the country. That is responsible for that, because when you go to the note 7 under income, under other income, you will notice that those are contributions, donations, and all that. And the expenses of the society increased as well from 140 million, I think, to 152. And that is giving reason to the negative result of 17,452,000. For number of banks, yes, this has been noted and observed. I think in the following months, some of the accounts will be reduced and condensed for ease of management. Quoted dividend cost, no, quoted investment. The cost that is stated in the account is the cost of acquisition, whereas the value is the value as at today. IFRS requires that you should state the investment at the cost of acquisition so that, just like you have observed, people will know whether you are making profit or gains. So if you multiply the number of shares you have there with the cost of acquisition, you will notice that it's far, far higher than today's value. So, and if you look at the account under, you will see income stroke loss, I think is stated there under the investment revaluation to show that there has been some losses on those investments. Then payment to the auditor that our elder raised, yes, it should have been stated exactly as I read it, that except for their audit fees, because somehow that was not stated, and it would be wrong for me to read out, standing reading that they were not paid at all. That was the reason I corrected it, that except for their audit fees. So that report should actually said that our external auditors were not engaged in any audit work for the society, neither was any payment made to them during the accounting year other than their audit fee. So that can be corrected, please. When you come to subscription unpaid, which we were referred to on page 53, and the issues surrounding subscriptions were many. There were also issues of while making provisions for unpaid subscription, and a request by Mr. Okitogun to do away with the unpaid subscription. Actually, when you look at page 50, when you look at page 53, you will see that unpaid subscription over the years is over 500 million, 566,187,000. Now, it will be wrong to state this in the account, yet it will also be wrong to do away with it. It is like your debtor, so you cannot do away with it, because the members are owing. And that is the reason why you need to identify what is supposed to come in a year, which is that 49? Yeah, 49 million. That is what is supposed to come in a year, for which only 10 million came in. And so you will have to make a provision for what we call doubtful debts. And that is what is giving reason to that provision that is made there. 29 million. So, and it is this annual provision that is added to reduce that money. So if the society can do anything, for example, to enforce that these debtors pay up, then money will come in, and then the accountant will then have income for the society. So that is the way it's supposed to be stated. We cannot do away with it. We have to make a provision. We know how much all members are supposed to pay as subscription, but because some members are not paying, we now take a provision for doubtful debt and then state it in the account. That is after recognizing that the income is supposed to be 49 million. I don't know if that is clear. Then year-end gift. I think the secretariat, the ES will explain that. Don't let me take that responsibility. The increase of expenses, we've talked about that. There's something. Yeah, increase of expenditure. Last year, you will remember that the conference was in Abuja, and it's significantly expensive. In fact, for the hall alone, I think we spent over close to 15 million for hall alone in Abuja last year. So that is part of the reason for the increase in expenditure. Is there anything that I'm missing out? Oh, yeah, commission on debt recovery. Because of the huge unpaid subscription, the council took a decision to mandate both regional representative and any member to work hard to help recover subscription. And that is what is also accounting for the difference between 4 million previous year to 10 million. And so that money was paid, I think about 10% or so.
In fact, it's less than 10%.
Was paid to those people who work hard to ensure that those subscriptions were recovered. And also, I don't know, but there is also a decision in the council that for people who are owing over 100,000, I think a concession is given to them, pay up, to reduce that 566 million, which is being owed to the society. If you are owing over 100,000, if you are ready to pay 50%, go ahead and pay 50% and then come back fully to be active in the society. Thank you.
We want to thank you for answering those questions. I think you've built yourself out. I think we are satisfied with the comment. The only thing that I think is left is, I think Mr. Salisu raised the issue of we have a lot of accounts that we've opened.
No, I addressed it.
Okay. So, I think we are okay. Thank you.
Just one more question, Mr. President.
No, but you've asked a question.
No, only maybe.
It's not answered. Okay.
Question, sir. From 40 million to 50 million. In his answer, he said we used Abuja last year. But the truth of the matter was we also used Abuja the previous year.
But let me give you the information.
Now, Mr. President, before you give me the information, sir, let me also give you this information. What we need to learn from that was that we used the NAV Conference Center in 2016.
Yeah.
And therefore, we were allowed to bring our food in.
We know.
In 2017, we went to Chida Hotel where the cost per plate is 3.5 million or so. 3,500 per plate or so. The learning for that from me, which is important for us to let those who want to host NCS conferences to know some of these little nuances and subtle information, is that within the same time of Abuja, we had a conference the previous year. There was no deficit. The following year, we went to a different center and the conference expenses increased by 10 million naira. So, during recession, thank you. So if you are going to Gombe or any other place, it might just be the time to start looking for venues that will accommodate our own particular requirement so that we don't come next year and have an increase of another 10 million naira. That's the point I wanted to emphasize.
Thank you, Mr. Salisu. Your point is well noted, but I just want to give you this information that when we went to Abuja 2016, the all rentage, we paid 2 million naira. NAF Conference Center, 2 to 3 million naira. When we went back again 2017, we wanted to use NAF Conference Center, but it was not available for that period. The only place that we can use, when we went to International Conference Center, we were asked to bring 10 million to rent the hall. We ran away from that place. And the only available place that can take our members in terms of large hall is Chida Hotel. So we don't have any other option again than to take that. And we spent roughly about 7.5 million alone on hotel. But that is Abuja for you. But I'm saying if you go to other states, I'm not too sure we are going to experience this problem. In fact, I want to even give you the information that we are still owing Chida Hotel 1.2 million naira as I speak now. Because we couldn't pay, we don't have, it was negative last year. And the woman has been disturbing me in the last 1 year. So I decided not to even pick her call again. So I decided not to pick her call again, but we are going to settle the bill. So it was that problem that we faced in Abuja last year. And that's why we've decided that we have to move away from Abuja and go to a state that we think that is going to be very easy for us to survive. For example, per plate of food in Abuja last year was 3,500 per head. But we are lucky in Ibadan here, we are spending roughly about 1.5 or 1,500 or 2,000 naira. And this allows us to save a lot of costs. So that is just the reason why you have these differences. Yes, we have more people election year, last year. So there are a lot of factors that, yes. So that's just it, but we've noted that because we want to really save a lot of money to even complete our building. I think no more questions, we are okay. Dr. Akifapunda, we've already, you know, when I started, I said more questions, but nobody raised. But you see, we've been assisting me in the last 1 year. So let me just use the opportunity to give you the, just one question.
Mr. President, on page, I just want to talk about page 50. Now, the character of our conference is changing, in my opinion, is not benefiting the business side of membership. That is why you said the conference sponsor advertising so scanty. Outside there too now, how many companies are there? Produce very good. But money is the essence of everything, and we are not looking at the money part. We need to organize job fairs, we need to organize applications fairs to make this more interesting to people who are on the business side. So page 50 reflects that we are not interested in business, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your comment is well noted, but I still want to let you realize that in 2016, we received a lot of support from different companies. But in 2017, we had recession. And so many companies failed to support. But this time around now, I think we are out of recession. And the improvement is a little bit high now in terms of support. But we'll try our best to make sure that we work further, harder to get more people to support our program, yes. And in fact, that is why we are even putting pressure on some states to really host our program. And then from the speech of the Oyo State government, he said he's going to support us substantially, not all. So we need to interpret that. Yes, sir. No, I've noted your point. I'm just giving more information.
Comment doesn't reflect the gravity of the issue. Even how many companies did you even write me for donation? Must I bring money to you just by force? You understand me now? How many companies did the committee write to? To say pay even 50,000 and they declined. You know, you are just flogging the same main one, the same seed mark all the time. And because you are not reaching out, and because the big men are in academics, you are all professors. And some of us are not professors now. We are just retail side of life. And it's more important to focus on that, honestly. It's more serious than you think. I know you're taking my point very well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We are going to improve on that, sir. But Dr. Akin Fakunda, we are sorry that we didn't write to you for sponsorship. But now, no, I know, General. We've written letters to, you see, let me just give you this information. We wrote letters to a lot of our corporate members. I don't need to mention names here. We wrote letters to over 40 corporate members. And the Secretariat and the Conferences Committee went to most of their offices for sponsorship. But we are not getting response from them. I went personally to Nimasa with Femi Williams. We went personally to Nimasa more than 3 or 4 times. You know where Nimasa is located? Apapa. We spent 4 hours on traffic the first time we went. You know, so, but the response was not coming, but we are saying that we are still going to improve on this later. Thank you for that. Yes. So we are working to improve the business climate. And Dr. Akinfa Gwonda, your company is going to support this conference with how much, sir? Your company is going to support us, and I want to say that maybe you pay for the conference back. It's just 5 million naira. It is approved. AGM approved that. Dr. Akinfa Gwonda's company will support us with 5 million naira to purchase the conference back. Approve. So may I request that somebody move for the adoption of the report of the audit committee and the external auditor. My sister, yes, from Izuka, right?
Benue State. I hereby move for the. My name is Bo Grace Oshima. Number, I'll give you later. My number from Benue State University. I move for the adoption of the minute. Thank you.
What's your number? You can remember your number? Well, I know you very well from the Department of Computer Science, Benue State University. Am I right? Where is your HOD?
Not yet, sir.
What of Dr. Kule Adeyelu?
He was supposed to come, but there was
Okay, so she's our member. I can confirm that. I know her very well. So,
thank you.
it's approved. Seconded by?
Thank you, Mr. President. Bayo Mohammed Onimode. Membership registration number 04728. I hereby move for this. I hereby second for the adoption of the auditor's report. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. At this point in time, I think we can now allow the... No, they don't need to be here before we do that now. They should not be aware. Okay.
Okay. May I, on behalf of the National Executive Council of the Nigerian Computer Society, thank Mrs. Obiora and Co., Chartered Accountant, the auditor that has audited the society for the past 10 years. Please. They have been with us for 10 years and they have been our partner. They are retiring now, and it is good that we thank them for a job well done. Thank you very much, and extend our appreciation to your managing partner, Dr. Obiora. Dr. Ben Okafor. Thank you very much. And so, all auditors, you can leave us so that we will take our business. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, the external auditor. So we move on to special resolution, and I want to call again on the chairman